Okay, boys and girls, we want to be talking about figurative language. And figurative language includes figures of speech that compare, exaggerate, or mean something different from what is expected. And the two that I want to talk to you about or remind you about that we've talked about before would be a simile. And that's where we compare two things using the words like or as. We could say somebody is as pretty as a picture, or it's hot like a summer's day when it's warm during fall. So we could use the words like or as. And a metaphor, oh, I'm as happy as a clam, there's an example. A metaphor is a comparison of two things by saying one thing is like another. You must be a walking encyclopedia to know all these facts. So you're comparing two things by saying one thing is another. So similes and metaphors are both alike because you're comparing two things. The thing that sets them apart is that a simile uses the words like and as. So that's kind of one of the things we're going to be looking for in our story that we're reading this week, or that we're going to be talking about today, the upside down boy. So I've given you your paper like this, your figurative language paper, and we're going to be looking for some examples of figurative language in that story. So what I want us to do is we're going to kind of specialize and just be looking at certain pages in the story. And I want you to turn to page 165. So I'm going to go to that story as well. 165. So let's go to 165. Let me see if I can make that page a little bit bigger for us. Okay, so let's look at page 165, and we're going to listen to this page.
On the chalkboard, I see a row of alphabet letters and addition numbers. If I learn them, will they grow like seeds? If I learn the English words, will my voice reach the ceiling, weave through it like grapevines? We are finger painting. I make wild suns with my open hands, crazy tomato cars and cucumber sombreros. I write my name with 7 chilies. What is that? Mrs. Sampson asks. My tongue is a rock. The school bell rings and shakes me. I run and grab my lunch bag and sit on the green steel bench. In a few fast minutes, I finish my potato burrito. But everyone plays, and I am alone. It is only recess, my classmate Amanda says in Spanish. In Spanish, I pronounce recess slowly. Sounds like recess, like the word for cattle, huh? I say. What is recess? I ask Amanda.
Oh, now I like how so many people were following along while that part of the story was being read. So that's a good job. And here's what we want to be looking at. Let me get to here. Oops, why aren't I going there? So here's what we want to know, boys and girls. We want to be, oh, there I am. What similes does the author use in paragraphs 14 and 15? So look at 14 and 15. Yes, Avery. Oh, they do spell his name. Isn't that an interesting graphic feature? So one of the things that Avery just noticed, I'm going to go back, is the Peppers spell his name. Juanito. There it is. His name is right there. Very nice. That is very cool. I like that. So, let's look. Let's answer the question, our first question. It says, what similes does the author use in paragraphs 14 and 15? So everybody, put your fingers on 14 and 15 because they're numbered. Is everybody's eyes on 14 and 15? Eyes on 14 and 15. Do you see any similes? Remember, similes use certain words. What words do similes use? Yes, Juliana?
Or and as.
Not or. As is one of them. What's the other word? Not or, but as is one of them. Libby, what's the other word they use? As and. What's the other word in the simile?
And 14 on.
As and. As
With the big-
and.
With the big word.
Yes, what's the other word that's going to be in a simile though? As and. Ivy?
Is.
Not is. As and. Who remembers it? Juliana, do you remember now?
Like.
As and like. So those are the key words in a simile. So that's what we want to be looking for. So what are the similes in 14 and 15? So let's find the one in 14 first. That'll help us. 14. What is the simile? What is it? Who sees it? Oh my goodness, I see lots of hands. That's good because people see it. What is the simile? Oh, Juliana, did you see it? What is it?
If I learn them, will they grow like seeds?
And it is what grow like seeds, right? Grow like seeds. So for number one, that's one of them. Let's write number one, grow like seeds. Grow like seeds. How much room do we have there to write? Okay. And then the other one, and I'm going to write a little and sign. What is the other one? What's the other one? Jensen?
It is. Sounds. I pronounce recess slowly. Sounds like recess.
It's in line, it's 15. 14 and 15, those are the only two we're looking at right now.
Like
14 and 15.
grapevines.
Like grapevines, very good, like grapevines. So let's write that, like grapevines. Okay, so now we have to figure out what these similes are comparing things to. So, grow like seeds. What is grow like seeds comparing something to? What is that comparing something to? Will they grow like seeds? What is it comparing something to? Logan, what is that comparing something to?
Memorizing it.
Memorizing what?
The they grow like seeds.
What grows like seeds?
The English words.
The English words or the what? Libby? The addition problems and the what? Or the addition numbers, I should say. The addition numbers and okay, the numbers and the, what else? Kelsey?
The alphabet.
Yes, and the letters. So he's comparing learning letters and numbers into seeds seeds that can grow into plants. So he's comparing, they're comparing. So let's say, will they grow like seeds? So will they grow like seeds? I hope we have enough room to write all this. Compare. There's a lot of lines?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, not that many. Compares letters and numbers to seeds that grow into plants. Okay, so that's our first simile.
That took up all my lines.
Oh, I was worried about that. So we might have to,
Really? That didn't take up my lines.
so you might have to write on the back or someplace, or find some space someplace. Because, of course, they have two similes there and they only give you 3 little lines to do them. Because then we have another simile. They should have given you 4 lines for that. I don't know why they think you write so small.
I have still lines.
Okay, so if you still have lines, that's good. If you don't, you're gonna have to go to the back page. Because we still have another simile to analyze. Now, our second simile, boys and girls, our second simile said, will my voice reach the ceiling, weave through it like grapevine? What does that mean? Will my voice reach the ceiling, weave through it like grapevines? Yes?
Like, will the voice get so loud that it goes through the ceiling?
Yes, and they're comparing his what?
His voice?
His voice to a?
Grapevine.
They're comparing Juanito's voice to a grapevine. So I'm going to cut that one and say Juanito's voice is compared to a grapevine. Compared to a long grapevine. There we go. That one was short and sweet.
Put one word on the okay. I can wrote under it
Yes, Thomas.
like
You need to hurry though, okay? And make sure you check for others. So we're comparing letters and numbers to seeds that grow into plants. Because you start with these separate little seeds and numbers, and then they grow into something, the plant, they grow into words. And then we have Juanito's voice, which is compared to a long grapevine. Okay, so now let's look at sentence number 3. What does Juanito call his tongue? What is he calling his tongue? Okay, you gotta look in the... What? A rock. Very good, a rock. Okay, is his tongue really a rock? Elise, is his tongue really a rock? No, it's not really a rock. So let's try to figure out what does that metaphor mean? What does that mean? Olive, what do you think that means?
It means like he can't speak.
Oh, he can't speak at all?
Well, he can't speak this. He couldn't speak English when his teacher taught
He
him.
can't speak English, so he can't speak English. Right, Juanito can't speak English. Juanito can't speak English. And so he can't speak English. So why is his tongue like a rock? Yanni, what do you think that means? He can't speak English, so how does that make him feel? So what is he, do you think? In class, how do you think he feels in class?
Shy.
Yeah, he's shy and he's what? How would you feel if you were in a class full of people and you didn't speak their language at all? When you were called upon to contribute to class. Would you be, yay, 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 I can't wait to speak, or would you be something else?
Something else.
And what would that emotion be? How do you think you would be, Juliana?
Nervous.
Nervous and
Left out.
feel left out. Olive,
Lonely.
you might feel lonely,
Scared.
scared. Doesn't speak English. He might be afraid, we could say, so he might feel afraid. And so his tongue feels, if it's like a rock, how do you think his tongue feels trying to do that? It might feel, how does a rock feel?
Hard.
Heavy. His tongue probably feels heavy. Can't speak English. So his tongue feels heavy. It's probably hard for him to do. Okay? Because it would be difficult. It would be difficult. Yes? That is for 5. That's a continuation. We were kind of adding on to it. Trying to figure out how Juanito feels. Yes? Yes, you can get your sweater. We're trying to figure out how Juanito feels. He's not feeling so sure of himself. His excitement at school has really kind of disappeared because he realizes that he doesn't speak English. He's not quite fitting in like he wanted to. Okay, let's flip our page because now we're going to pages 168 and 169. Did everybody finish writing that?
Yes.
Oh, you didn't finish? We're waiting on one person to finish. Yes, we're on the back. You need to flip your paper. So we're waiting on one person to finish writing. So we'll wait for him. Are we ready, Mikey? Oh, we got a little snafu here, but it looks like Is Ralph here breaking our internet?
Yeah.
Ralph, help us. Okay, just everybody, just send good vibes out. Send good vibes. Yes. Excuse me, what do you need? Just hurry up, Clark. It says we're on.
Don't even think about bringing in your internet again.
Okay, we're ready. We needed pages 168 and 169, and this is page 168.
Papi comes home to Mrs. Andasola's pink house. I show him my finger painting. What a spicy sun, he sings out. It reminds me of hot summer days in the San Joaquin Valley, he says, brushing his dark hair with his hands. Look, Mama, see my painting? Those are flying tomatoes ready for salsa, Mama sings. She shows my painting to Mrs. Andasola, who shows it to Gabino, her canary. Gabino, Gabino, see? Mrs. Andasola yells. What do you think? Gabino nods his head back and forth. Pio, pio, pee! Mrs. Sampson invites me to the front of the class. Sing, Juanito. Sing a song we have been practicing. I pop up shaking. I am alone facing the class. Ready to sing? Mrs. Sampson asks me. I am frozen. Then a deep breath fills me. 3 blind mice, 3 blind mice, I sing. My eyes open as big as the ceiling, and my hands spread out as if catching raindrops from the sky. You have a very beautiful voice, Juanito, Mrs. Sampson says. What is beautiful? I ask Amanda after school.
Okay. Now, let's look. It says, number 6 says, when Juanito gets ready to sing, he says, I am frozen. What does this mean? Does this mean he's like really cold? What does that mean? Yes, Elisa. He can't move. He's like frozen. He can't move. Okay, so he can't move. Is that what that means, that he can't move? It doesn't really mean that he can't move. It means something different from that. Libby, what does that mean? He's scared. That's what that means. He's afraid. He's scared. Good. It means he is afraid. He's afraid. He's afraid. Good. Yes. Oh, okay. Boy, you're all ready. So, well, let's read the question. It says, do Juanito's eyes really open as big as the ceiling? Do they? Olive? No. It says, what does the expression mean? No. It just means no. They just open really big. Thank you. They just open really big. We'll say really wide. Really wide. Everybody here, open your eyes as wide as the ceiling. Give me that. Yes. Yes, that's it. Good job. Yes. Perfect. Perfect. That's what that means. So his eyes really aren't as big as the ceiling. Let's hope not. That would be really very startling, to say the least. Okay? Now we have question number 8. What does Juanito mean when he says, oh, this is a tricky one. My hands spread out as if I'm catching raindrops from the sky. Oh, that's beautiful imagery. I love it. I love it. I think you could really tell a poet wrote this story. It has such beautiful, beautiful images in it. I'm afraid some of you are looking less than impressed by this, but it really does have beautiful imagery in it. What do you think, Olive? What do you think that means?
So what do you mean? Part of me is just like, wow, I can't believe I did that.
He's thinking like, wow, I can't believe I did that. And, okay, what does other people think? What do you think? What do you think?
He's like shocked because he's just speaking English in front of the whole class.
He's doing it in front of the whole class, yes?
He was like excited that he did it.
He's excited he did it. What do you think, Teddy?
He was surprised because he was nervous before, but then he did it.
He did it? Okay, so let's read that. It says, my eyes open as big as the ceiling and my hands spread out as if catching raindrops from the sky. Like this. And he's singing, and he's singing. And you know what, boys and girls? What he's doing, he is surprised he's doing it, but he's singing with emotion. That's what's going on. Is he's spread out his hands, because his hands are like this. Everybody, spread out your hands. His hands are like this. So he's in front of the class. He's singing. His eyes are wide, and he surprises himself because he is singing with emotion, with a lot of emotion. More emotion than he thought he would have. And the reason we're not exactly getting that is because when it was read to us, did the person who read it sing with a lot of emotion? No, they did not sing with emotion. So what you heard from the narrator who read the story was not really any emotion. But when you read it, there is a lot of emotion in the words. So what's being conveyed by the words in the story is that Juanito is standing there, his hands are out, his eyes are wide, and there is emotion coming from Juanito. So that is really what is going on in this story. So he's catching the raindrops from the sky. Such a beautiful, beautiful image. So that's what we're going to say. He spreads out his hands. It means he spreads out his hands. So we're going to say it means he spreads out his hands and saying, with emotion and expression. He sings with expression as well. None of which is indicated by how it was read to us. Okay? So he puts a lot of effort into his singing. So there you go, boys and girls. Can you what? Oh, yes. Because we did this together, you can put it You can put a pumpkin or a Halloween bat on it because it's October. Or you could put a star if that's what you would prefer. Okay, boys and girls?